So I've been working hard making a new video for you all, which is coming very soon. But in the meantime, Trent has tagged me in his Show 50 Things from Your Hobby Room challenge. The premise, as the name suggests, is that I find 50 cool things in my hobby room and show them off to you all. Do I own 50 cool things? I certainly own 50 things. I'm sure some are cool. Maybe I can find some useful things that you might want to add to your hobby room. I guess we'll find out together because I haven't planned anything before I hit record. So yeah, I guess the best place to start though is where 99% of the cool things I own live, which is the trinket wall. Please don't look at my paint covered shorts. There's a heat wave in Scotland and it's fucking unbearable. It feels weird to be back here, but let's have a look at some of the cool things I have. First up, these two minis, which are very special to me. They're the ones that I made when I was visiting Ramshackle Games down in Nottingham, and my first minis that are available to buy, which is so cool. This one over here is Gary, and this is the Spademancer. I actually did some art to complete the set of these, but I really like to 3D model them actually. I think that would come out well, but my modeling skills aren't quite up to scratch yet, so it's something I'm working on. This is a vintage Trump marker, and I just love that it says, "No Trumps." A Tomy collectible Mr. Mime. I don't think this is one of the original older ones, but I love him just the same. He is probably my favorite Pokemon, let's be honest, so. He lives right up here in the most perfectly sized slot of all time. A miniature of Mr. Nosy Bonk, the craziest, creepiest children's TV character of all time. Yes, this was real. It was a thing in the UK in the 80s. This is a set of vintage poker dice, which are basically dice with playing card suits on them. And these are special because these are one of those things in life where you're just so angry at yourself for not knowing about them. I only discovered these like a year ago, which is wild because I love dice, collect them, love playing cards and things with playing card suits on them, collect those too. But not only that, I drew a dice with playing card suits on it for something a few years ago and thought that's really cool. I wish that was a thing. So I went to my Casso artist and said, put that on me for the rest of my life. Didn't know existed. Didn't know that was a real thing before I got it done. I mean, I'm happy it is now because they're both real dice, but so stupid. The tiniest mini that I own, thank you to Monk. A selection of miniature clowns. I am in the middle of painting these, so they're not all done. A companion cube that came with an action figure, and the one that I made. I like mine better. A selection of minis made by my friends. This is a sculpting block, which I'm holding here very deliberately for now. It's basically a clamp that you use to stick your armature wire in so you have something to sculpt on, and it's made out of wood so it can go in the oven when you're doing polymer clay. I asked my dad to make me some of these and he thinks he's hilarious, so it's a whole banister. That's not going to fit in my oven, don't know about yours, so I have to cut this off because if you wondered why I make jokes all the time, that's where I get it from. Do you feel like I could do some serious damage with this thing though? So if there's a zombie apocalypse, come to my house because he did like 3 of these like this that I need to cut off. So yeah, these little fishy guys from Meridian Miniatures are some of my favorites. I love anything aquatic, fishy themed. I especially love this one. It's probably my favorite of all. These Toy Box Homunculi minis, also some of my favorites, also from Meridian Miniatures. Trying to remember where everything is supposed to go. That's in the wrong place. The first thing I ever 3D printed was this Bioshock Splicer mask, which was another tattoo, if I can get it in there. Commercially nondescript, definitely not the thing, mini from Crooked Dice. These dice are carved from marble and they are so satisfying, but too scary to actually use. I have a bunch of RPGs in here, but I'll just show off one. It is Mork-Org, the satirical office version of Mork-Org. I love it. It is so funny. I love the artwork. I mean, we can all relate, can't we? Not one, but two life casts of my own face. I have two because I was helping out a friend who was teaching a life casting class, and I sort of modelled for it and let him show the demonstration on me. So I have two of them. I am much younger in these than I am now. It was a long time ago, so I don't know how much I still look like this, but you know, they're fun to have and they creep people out in my house. I kind of want to do something with them. I do really want to do a Alice Madness Returns Veil of Tears diorama. I'll try and put a picture in next to my head there. But I realised nobody would watch that video because it's been out for too long. No one wants to see that. So I haven't got around to it, but it's one of my sort of top projects that I would love to do. And this might be a good way to get the face without having to sculpt it. Or is that weird that it's my own face? My old face before the ravages of time got me. We'll see. A plush E. coli. One of my favourite pieces of art inspiration is, of course, my beloved Uzumaki. And you can tell how much I love it because it's right over here. Proof that social media is a lie, because this Junko Enoshima tie that I made for cosplay years ago is the worst crafted thing I'd probably ever made. But it was just for a photo, so. A metric fuckload of playing cards. I really wasn't joking when I said that I loved them. I tried to find some of the oldest things I've ever made, and this might be one of them. It is a fully squishy, floppy silicone goat's head. This was made on a course that I did years and years and years ago for like casting, and the guy who's running the course was like, oh, a cute goat, and then I put the red eyes on it and he was not best pleased. Didn't really think that through, but little goat. Just some of my collection of old vintage board games. I do try and pick these up when they're cheap, even if they're a bit damaged, because I've been wanting to make some art with them again for a long time. One of those things on the list, and I really want to make some terrain with old board game pieces, like all the Monopoly pieces. I actually have, hold on, I have a few bags of just spare Monopoly tokens here that I think will be really cool to do something with at some point. A giant dice. This thing is supposed to be a doorstop, but honestly, a swift breeze could fling this thing across the room, so it's mostly just here for decoration. An old school meter stick. These are exactly the same as the ones we used to have in school. I doubt they still have them in schools because at least when I was there, which was many years ago now, it was just used to whack the shit out of other kids with. Not that I did that, obviously, but there was always one, wasn't there? I got these to make more meter stick shelves like the one over there, but they're actually not only great for pointing at things with, but funnily enough, measuring. So I actually use this thing all the time. It is so handy. This might not qualify as a cool thing, but these tattoo water squirt bottles just scoosh out the perfect amount of water. And they are one of my most used hobby crafting things in my workshop. Always love them, will never stop going on about how good these are. Please buy 20 if you make things. They're so good. A selection of plastic disposable cutlery that I took from somewhere I used to work at because I thought the ends looked kind of Art Deco Bioshocky. Baby quick clamp and daddy quick clamp. Oh. I think daddy needs some WD-40. Oh. If you are like me and like paper props from films, even though you can't do graphic design to save your life, and the graphic design is my passion meme is probably better than anything you could pull off, well, this book is for you. It has just such cool examples of paper props from films. It is just really fun to run through. So many rocks. Okay, that's fucking heavy. The airbrush that no one ever sees on this channel because I've used it once. Yep, back in the shelf. A can of compressed air is such a handy thing to have when doing any sort of crafting because it's really great to blow off debris or extra flock or anything like that. And also, if you turn it upside down, you can cool things down fast. You didn't hear that from me. I don't know if it's safe to do that, but I do all the time. insanely cool laser cut windows that I need to find a use for ASAP, a bag of super glue fine tip nibs, and the bag of super glue fine tip nibs that I bought to replace the first bag that I thought I'd lost, but then found in the drawer when I went to put the second bag away. Someone who knows I make miniatures gave me this Happy Corner miniature shop DIY kit thing. It's pretty cute. I mean, happy isn't really my vibe, is it? So I've thought in the past, few years that I've had this thing, maybe I should do like a zombie apocalypse, abandoned, rundown shop instead with what's inside, but yeah, again, never got around to it, as with everything else in this video apparently, but it'll be here for the future when I inevitably decide to just use the bits out of it instead of actually making the kit. Another reason I haven't done it might just be because I subconsciously am mad at the fact that I cannot pronounce the proper name of it, because as a Scottish person, we can't say that name properly. It's your Uncle Carol, your Auntie Carol, no difference. Breaking gender boundaries every day here in Scotland. Also, we just can't speak, but Speaking of something that has sat here for years, never been used, I have these two, which are not the only two, but two of the multiple sets of silicone that have never even been opened. Yeah, I bought these before lockdown happened as well for a project that I never got around to, and they've just been sat here the whole time. If you know anything about silicone, the likelihood of these still being usable after all those years is slim to fucking none, but I just can't bear to get rid of them. I mean, they're so expensive, I spent so much money, that's probably just gone down the drain, but yeah, they just live here forever anyways. There's actually a project I want to do in one of my next couple of videos probably that requires silicone, and I know I should just open the bottles up to test if this is still usable, but I know that as soon as I do, the time that it's got, if it is usable, the slim chance that it is just on a ticking timer, and I just can't bear to do it. I can't afford to buy more silicone, so I'm just in silicone limbo. This is a Dagon that I started sculpting in a class before lockdown happened. The plan was to finish our monsters and mold and cast them, and then we never went back again. So I have a half-finished monster clay Dagon. Tenerife, never been. Egypt, never been. Germany, have been. Didn't get this map there. Southern Germany, Austria, it goes on. Why do I have all of these, you may ask? Because I used to decoupage things like chest of drawers, tabletops, etc. And I used maps. I haven't done that in many years, but I keep them just in case. Maybe one day I will go to Corfu and need this very old map from probably the 90s. Piece of art given to me by my friend Tariq Havoc of my favourite D&D spell, Call Lightning. More flocking than any human will ever need. A drawer full of porcelain teeth. Oh, that one's gone forever. I even have full sets with the roots on because teeth are creepy but kind of cool if you do weird things with them. That came out wrong. Like making weird art, which is why people keep sending me weird tooth art things. Speaking of weird tooth things, I also have my full set of Invisalign retainers from when I had braces. It's a slightly strange thing to keep around, but if you've seen my video when I did some terrain using them, they kind of make good molds. And again, weird, creepy teeth things. Come on. Another project I bought a load of stuff for but never finished doing was these mimics. I bought a bunch of dollhouse furniture, like this little washing machine. I've got some cameras, and I wanted to make minis and mostly mimics out of them. I even got one of those biscuit tins that all of our grands put sewing supplies in instead of biscuits, and I was gonna do sewing supply mimic. Never happened, so now I just have all of these dollhouse minis that are too big in scale for everything else that I usually make, so they just live in a drawer forever. Actually, here's a dollhouse thing that is gonna get sold in a separate number because it's very cool. I just haven't found a way to use it yet, but I need to hold it up in front of a page of my notebook so you can actually see it. But this is a little acetate piece, which is a sort of dollhouse scale x-rays, some test pieces for an upcoming project I'm gonna do. I wanted to make sure that I could bend the resin in the right way. Basically, when you pour resin, there's a certain point it gets to in curing where you can bend it without it kind of warping its shape, basically. I'm not explaining that very well, but this is a good one. It worked out. This one, to be honest, looks a bit like a ball sack, but I'm glad I did the test to find that out. If you can guess what the project's going to be from these, by the way, please let me know in the comments. It will hopefully be coming out very soon as I can afford some more resin to do this with more. A whole ton of mini food items. These are those kids collectible, I can't remember what they're called, but they come with little eggs. I bought some for child and family, and then bought some for myself because I thought I could make maybe like some Snack 28 minis or something with them. But yeah, I never did that either. A lot of them are very American though, like Jello and Otter Pops. What the fuck is an Otter Pop? So a lot of them just aren't very much used to me because I don't really know them. A bin full of various keycaps. A bunch of fake dollar bills from a short film that I worked on many years ago. They are some of the worst looking fake dollars I've ever seen. Also, the person who bought them didn't consider the fact that these are dollars, like American dollars, and we were doing film set in Scotland, where we use pounds, so they did not get used. That's why they are still in the packet. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these. Will I ever do something with these? We'll find out. Silicone molds for creepy baby doll faces. They come out kind of like this. Again, for the Alice's Madness Returns diorama that I would like to make someday. And for my 50th thing, I thought might as well show off something that's gonna be in my next video. And not just because I'm running out of cool things, but here is a little sneaky peek. If you recognize this little guy, please leave it in the comments to tell me what you think the video is gonna be. But please subscribe, tune in, all the shite I'm supposed to say at the end of these things. This is a bit of a different one for me. It's a bit weird, but hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I now need to tag some other people to do the video before I forget. So I would love my friend Zambies to do one of these. I'm sure she has some cool shit to show off. And Niche Crafts, who also would be really brilliant at this. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you after.